Omurebi wa iHome Media adekamba se kubani nkwakira omuntekateka zo kusanga tutambura niwe no kubasa kuba tuganira omushonga stars zimwe na zimwe akandi ezikwatirina nihanga ryaitu erya Uganda. Omutebe kanshani Sharifu Murungi akandi nyino musha mukuru Deputy RDC Kamagara Godfrey omuri akibare akandi twakatwatungu guno mugisha kubasa kuba tuganira nawe omushonga stars zimwe na zimwe. Nza kuba taraga ihanga rya Uganda no kubasa kuba twesuzuma omuri ebyo bwabasa kuba no manya ninge yo tarukumanya ninge yo sime kono itugeza kundi mnonga no kureba okwiha ibintu bitu biri kutambura bitishika a program yitu tambura n'ihanga no kubasa kuba no manya ebintu nkebyo akani yo kubasa kuba no cencura utatambwirire mu mwirima ngoko abenji bakukira kuba ani bakora omukuru bwana Deputy RDC banzora musya bakuturebe
we bari munywano wanje bwana Sharif iyo munya Uganda omurebe wa iHome Media we bari kutukunda we bari kutufollowinga no kutukuratara ametimbagano yone tari yemwe nemwe omuyangeri ya Uganda nabari yo mu diaspora hebi yangeri ya Uganda buzuma we salute you kandi manyangu tumangu numukoresha mano munonga kwa mwa mutatukuratire ubuntu tukamanya okutusemeye kutambara no kuyangari yito tusemeye kutebekana kwiha nkaga nebiri rukumirwe nkaga nebiri tungira independence ntureba twine ba presidents barkwingana mwenda abarabiro mu session ege kandi president yowereka guto 70 baburwa nga president wa mwenda actually we nutuze ko nteka ho munongesera akwa no muntu base kubona ategeko wire buringwa kandi arakoreka directives nungi nangwa atakomera hari Uganda ka Uganda bayito ka Africa yo no kutwariza hamwe tunatimbe mnonge kintu cha demokrasia akwa demokrasia ni kimwe bintu base kubana bitambuza amahanga ningashi ibyakubasa kubana bereta wihanga ryabasa kubanira bwenera kurgaha mutendero kuzaha gundi tukareba ho obyatungo bwebembezi kinana mukaga akana gunuguzwa hine bintu bingi byakozere konke byo nabase kubana bitambura omu demokrasia ningasi obwebembezi oburungi omunkore ya demokrasia omuntu wakubasa kubana atureba ntuba tuyine bintu bingi munonga obwerinzi kuba buri burungi munonga ohira hacho obwerinzi abantu nibatunga obugabe bwabo iyo umuntu no manyo obugabe bwawe obugabe nkaki no tunga byamagara abeji abino kusoma bashoma abino kubana batunga akande mihanda mirungi no bagitunga ninga sebye ntamburane bitunga umuntu oyino rusharwa wo kubasa kono enjoying omuyanga ryawe ninga tebero nane bindi nkibi konka ijuka tuyotorekeriro mwaka 2026 kandi tukuja kubantu genda omubururu bwo kubasa kubantu ronda bebembezi baitu konka tuzenze tubanze turebe omukuru Kamagara Godfrey kandi Deputy RDC omuri kibari omuntu wa briefly omuntu wanda kumugambira ari demokrasia kwenda kuciya yo kurungi munonga na munimo abantu abakize kubana mutwaro mbuyembezi akabe na cyenga we bari munywano wanje bwana Sharif ni mwe bari ba iHome Media mwe bari kutukunda mwe bari kutufollowinga channels zanyu zone zimoroho ejo kubanza wambuze ikibuzo cy'kwatenda democracy n'abantu okugera obugabe bwabo kandi bakabukoresha je kunje munonga kugira ngo bagire obusinge omunsi yabo omukizinga cyabo cya Africa ningo omunsi yabo yo niba kuberamo democracy namazima wagamba mukuru w'ihanga His Excellency General Yokaguta Museveni mukuru w'ihanga ya Uganda akuba President Museveni niwe yarisire democracy kugiteko mu matugabanya Uganda ako wari ba government sezenyuma government nke ya amini echo kurebera honka amini na president sabitugenze ntureba inyuma kwa bibimbyanga rya Uganda right away from pre-colonial days kumurwenda ebiro mwenda byokwezi ku 10 kumurwenda nkaga nebiri obwe ebenda yitu ya Uganda obutwanura ebenda y'abazungu Union Jack flag tukatembye ite ya Uganda ya Uganda national flag twafuna autonomous powers over our land, over our country, autonomous authority and power over our nation. Okurira bakubasa kwebemberwa. Tugenze ntureba a number of leaders, a government topping another, a government topping another, a government topping another, leaders topping each other. Kunkabona tukugera ntureba trend z'obwebembezi bwabo na governance yabo nkabantu. Wareba nkobwiye bwa amini waibimbyangero mwaka gwa rukumurwe na nshanju nebire imyaka 8 years down the road ari mukuru w'ihangere ya Uganda for sure Mr. Sharif ni mwabari ba iHome Media abanya Uganda ninjanga tumwaka iberwe our parents, our relatives, our cousins. You know what really transpired in this country during those days, during Amin's era, Amin's regime of leadership. Uganda was seen as a laughing stock, basing on what was really laid on the ground. First of all, we had no constitution as a nation. Ihanga kandi ebemberwa omubukwatwa akubatikatini ngenderwa yone ihanga. The president, he had was the authority over agencies, parastatal enterprises za government na ministries za government.
Mana n'obusobozi byona bikaba byanze.
We yabyine mukuru Amin wabaye n'obusobozi obwo. So yayefora nyantagambaho abanya-Uganda ebiyakozera akabikora emyaka 8 konka ebingi tubarabonire akuba really ebibyeye bakaba byinjiho munonga kusinga ebirungi. So obwebembezo butuko uploading esaheji, that's why we upload NRM and His Excellency General Kaguta Museveni for his good governance, rule of law and constitutionalism, because whatever we do in this country, we follow constitution, which was really done by our legislators of CA, Constituency Assembly delegates. Every county of this country was represented by those delegates. They were called CA, Constituency Assembly delegates. Those are the framers of the 1995 Constitution. Akuba government ya NRM na mkuru w'ihanga bakabine kubanza kutebekanisa ihanga akwa government sezenyuma zikaba zitine cyangwa kizabeze baze kuyamba umunya-Uganda na nangwa na n'obwebwo bote during Obote's reign nasi regime. The constitution was there but it was promulgated.
One or two.
The constitution was there but it was promulgated. Bazaheru ihanga bagiteko mu nshowa za wardrops za members ba parliament eyibaye batebagire kazaheru na nabantu bake babaga constitution. Atejo constitution was promulgated, it would not add any additional value to the economy and to the country. That was a landing mark of compromising our leaders. Our leaders, some of them were compromised, and of course there was nothing much they would really add on in as far as the leadership of the country was concerned, because they were driven by the mafias and the amateurs of those days. Hati constitution yote korire yakorwa heru ihanga bajukutero mu wardrobe no kujigande ukino manye bugenderwa byayo no manye ingingo zayo. So orebangu mukuru w'ihanga President Museveni kwiyiziro mu ihangomo rukomo rwenda canana na mukaga hanyuma babanza batebekanso bururu UPM mukuru w'ihanga kari mu kigombe cya UPM ya nanaba bachabi yabayine kamembo wa parliament mu wichitinisa kuri Omurkasese Kurisi Crispus Kiyonga nowe yabire representative wa UPM na some of the representatives akarutika agenda kurungi President Museveni yarebe byabireho bya transpiring democracy okuyabire paralyzed because there was paralysis in democracy, governance and rule of law. President Museveni yagamba no mujene forming a government yanyu mukore, but I must go into the bush. I really applaud those comrades, our heroes, those who departed, those who died, may their souls rest in peace, for the tremendous stone they had contributed this country in the building of this country. Nesa ejo businjo butwine namana gabo, because the peace and tranquility prevailing in our country didn't come as an oversight. It was really out of toil, out of bloodshedding. That's why we are now celebrating these people, these comrades, the heroes who liberated this country. So abiro public relations is a visitor henyuma, and that one she's there as an oversight. But chikatando kwa chabagwa mukuru w'ihanga ya nywansi ya government ya UPDF na n'abanya-Uganda nicokola turi ya musinje mu njugwa demokrasia omushukai no basa kuzana wo mubaronywe nawo shemerwe nawe ozo mu gardens muri hamwe mushemerwe hamwe buri umwe agenda mu rumugwe azikora umugwe. So obo businje the peace and tranquility prevailing in the country for sure we must applaud His Excellency the President Yoweri Museveni and NRM government, because it is as a result of NRM governance that we are seeing all these tremendous changes in the country.
That is democracy.
That's a democracy.
We bari mnongo aho henyine nayo twenda turebe aho kwa twareba ngo byone biturumu nobwe bembeze Burundi ningasi nobwe bembeze, that is democracy. Konka tukaribaho 1922 emyaka igitukatereza ekisane cyangu ayo president yarigire yakabasa kubona heza abanyuganda ubugabe bwabo kubasa kubona bejumbiro mbibina tukareba ikibina ke cya National Resistance Movement kandi twareba ikibina cyabe kibartangira nke cya Forum for Democratic Change. Forum for Democratic Change gisa waza kubona ogereba almost hinabantu abo yaziri ekazara anti Alliance for National Transformation bazara now ndebere bine PFF is it People's Front for Freedom sort of turebere bakare kibine cha DP naho mbe nishomo mu mahure nareba akanda wishinsa no but mawo na watandikire kindi kibina obari is it Democratic Front simanyi bici na nebindi nkebi konke byona no birabiri bityo hari aba National Unity Platform ari abandi bona bari no bakore bina na Democratic na mpuga na wene kibina so abashire no reba rero ba nbetatana tugire ngo tuyinamo impact impanga yitwiza ku bantu reba nango mu kuganyirwa ombe binebi even though no bikira bikiringwe bine byo ne biri kwijana bigira ngo nibyenda peaceful transition.
Ecyo kubanza bwana Sharif we bari kumbuze kibuze cye nimwe bareba ayo media mwe bari kutufollowinga amitimbagano yona. Ecyo kubanza nyo nimbanza kusimo government ya NRM eriko bembirwa mukuru wiyanga His Excellency General Kaguta Museveni okwikize bina akabo operationalization of these political parties because mahanga gataro mo democracy. Heads of states cannot allow these political parties to prevail, neither to operate. So this is as a result of good governance. Ekigombe cha chifoneme kono yabanya Uganda chibe registered by the Electoral Commission, ekigombe chikutebeka nsoburo mu ihanga kitandike kutaragia nga kiri kugenda nchi marketing ideology yacho okucyakubasa gukora ki kucyakubasa kwebembera ihangiri. Had it not been a good governance, constitutionalism and good laws we are having as a nation, and as a result of good governance, for sure these political parties wouldn't prevail. Whatever government ninjisimo munonga kwa yangu 2005 bakagumenye moko mberya onasika twazumo yendaremo yo mugendo katwanyangara katwajasta no government yargaya yendaremo yamukuru yanga batebekanza referendum habo referendum akaruka abona abomoka bahura bazumiti abamo bazumbasi byona bityo, but in the long run finally abantu badoptinge cyo kujanga ibigombe by'ubutegeki political parties garukeho nico kuri side zero konka government ekataho mwaganya abantu bayitoro ihanga ryona different diplomats ba traversing ihanga asking Ugandans from different walks of life across the country, are you really accepting political parties to again come back to surface in the country? Abantu bichiriza ngo bigombe bigarukeho. So echechi kujya ngukizera hazard omunkore ya demokrasia ni hangere mu demokrasi omahanga garu agatari mu demokrasi president ngamukuru yangata kukichiriza nabachemalira asaramwa jati niwe kigombe cyanje neke kikwebembera niyo pate kwebembera niye giti kwende bigombe bikuza kuntezo mutwe government erengaho unteka teke ya multi-party politics na political parties and organization act government and funding and nebigombe bwana Sharif. These political parties are funded
batunga sente kurugoma government
gombe bafuna sente kurugoma government mwene yo government hati abwichi ne funding akobe mwene nisanga vulnerable bazo butatambara bazo kusanga ibizibu bya administration naki kuza kutambara uyu muyangere kuza kutunda manifesto na ideology yabo
excuse me kaninjira nti ekibina kutandikaho ukasanga kire kinafu butatambara no kutambuza ideology yacho ni kibano kikora government bwana kireta cyo kujya mu funding bwana Sharifu ecyo koreberaho abwenche bigombe mbiteje kwitekera ya political parties and organization act erni tekera kwenda ngo streamlining political parties zo mu yanga ze on track kora abori umwebembezo mu kigombe exeninga z political party otakaba chemarira nicho kora NRM
na mkuru wiyanga chairman wa NRM arengo wiyanga head of state naja to know habe secretariat anda wa NRM eratebe kansaka ruka NRM abantu beronda bembizi babe kundire. That's one of deepening democracy in NRM in a party like NRM. Unlike in other political parties, no hurendu anaganizo yume vigombe bibutaje stars zimwe na zimwe. Political fights are almost across the board in all political parties. That's a challenge, and of course we must look at. And the electoral commission in kuba nirege kabaja tonu omunkole ya multi-party politics and political parties and organization act ebigombe be registered mwine kwetu waza muti tumwine kurwanagana akomu ryo mu Rwanda rihangere, meaning ekigombe cyara base kwanjura manifesto ya cyamwanju kikajanjura abanya-Uganda ideology first. Abanya-Uganda obini inteka teka kino batwaranka hi obwebembezi bwemereye buta kandi how are you going to address leadership issues?
So ni ensonga wiki nibafani yakuleka ngo baguma bali mu buteka
ebigombe birugeyo government no bya yayigwire nyijingo habe ebigombe konka ebigombe bitakaguma omunanka omunshaho nko kutukura bimwe biri omunshaho noza kureba ekigombe nka x ninga z usanga kiri cyo muntu ayakitandikire akakiregisteringa we no mukazi we nabana tino ndiza kuchuma mu ihanga. So baba mbafandinga usanga na cyumba cha sente konkeri tekeri ya political parties and organization act nabagendera bwinji supporters na followers bechugombe umuntu akubayine followers binji nuko kasenta ko barukumuhereza iyo kora abo tine followers kicha uno mukazi waomba kwa milioni 10 ondizo afonema 15 ninga basing on the gravity of those political parties on ground and what they are really doing on ground, and the government keeps on monitoring these political parties. Are they really executing their mandate as per the constitution, as per this act, political parties and organization act? If you are not executing your mandate as per political parties and organization act, and government finds that you are doing contrary, then the government has to come in and the electoral commission has to come in and direct you to the right channel. That's how we shall really boost these political parties kugira ngo nazizi jiro mwete zibase kugita farije zateka yanga ryaje
konkecho no kirabizi nje bikora aha wenje no byongera kuba byinji arho karunja kutwiza ku bantu rebo muri yeki ninga kanoshongwe birutu tubiri kumara
kasito wakireba ngo ati se aheje harimo element ya kasente ndizo natandike kigombe akuronda kasente engafuna yakahungo ko kunywa ngafuna yote to kunywa ekigombe tina kuchumanya cha Kampala akastamo mu hoteli ya kwa constitution ya n'abantu bemunana
cyo bakuburana numbers
naba mwe tubakora na delegates yonye nongambira abantu po delegate conference bakagikorranka ora akastama president yazo mu room n'abantu benga munana bastampedinga ngo bukoreka ngo there is democracy, they were stampeding democracy bayirabyaho hati ayabaroze no yubakanga bakagenda region par region district par district naba consultinga abahagizi bawe ekigombe cyabo bakazine hotel. They were trying to disguise and stampeding democracy, but Ugandans really saw what really transpired. Ogoya yonka president ogunka general secretary ogunkoha chao hate ogogwe na how does such a political party convince Ugandans that it is really taking Ugandans somewhere? Because we must look at you. If you are to count the soil, you must start at where you are seated. Wakora umusenyi notanika naho yemerire mweni ukoriyo no ukorecho, and you are choosing NRM as the sitting party, as the sitting regime, that it is doing contrary as far as democratic components are concerned. When in actual sense you are the worst. Hati iwosinche sigeno zichi koreka ngo koze consultative meetings wabuza abantu ngo bakugareho ninga batakugareho abwe kandi ko no choosing NRM as the sitting party ngo koze ebe nebi you are to takuta entanso, because you are an alternative government and you must create strategies to see how you can really also feed the feelers of political leadership in the country, and how you can really serve. How are you going to serve when you are really doing contrary in as far as democracy is concerned? That means not in a chango choko onjera chigombe abinje ni bezunse bigombe ngafune chigombe bampakadi nyonzo mu parliament.
Twareba democracy kweri, twareba ebintu kubukwana bitambuzo, turiyo mu multi party system, twagireba twagitematema twagendera tugire ngo NRM its system of governance no twine kubantu tambura ni kintu cyo kubasa kubona ugambira mu Uganda na muno muri system ya government ninga se ya NRM ruling system na president Museveni no kwatu tuiratyo nango kirundi wa wate matemera security watu orekere nkukwe basiye kubana yekora under democracy konka omuri ruling system na no mbwiro bwenyu no buturumu obwo kubasa kubantu ronda bebembezi aha ground hamwe na NRM obanka president Museveni kubanga manya baba se kwamba mwendo singa kugira ngo aizenka solo candidate ninga singa candidate atine cha council under NRM ni kintu cyo kubasa kubona convincing umuntu na muno muntu ekateke cyo kureka ngo at least twaza kuhinga 2026 still tusanga ngo tukigo mu NRM kandi tine ku bantu bugatana
webare bwana Sharif nimwe bareba ayo media omunya Uganda ekikwiza kumugumyo mu NRM ne programs zinongi na policies zinongi munonga ezariyo natamburamu kandi ziriyo nzimutambara ekyo koreberaho omuntu you must have a reason as to why you support and why you oppose. If government has addressed issues of poverty, why then oppose the government? Aqua government has already brought such programs like PDM, Price Development Model, and under PDM we have got 7 pillars. It has 7 components, areas in which it operates. So under these 7 pillars, most of the Ugandans have asked for one of the pillars called financial inclusion. Buri omwe yukangiyo mu kyesente konka hariho pillars nyingi munonga nk'eya mindset change abantu ko bakubaza kuhindura amateekateeke yabo na n'emiturire yabo. Paris development model million emwe ondizo nabasa kugireba nk'ekitine mugasho, but people are giving out successful stories in Chibale, in Bonyoro sub-region and other regions across the country, because hati saheji ntwenda obuhinji bwawono burisabe buryo buhinji bukonzeraho value, additional value. President Museveni achakwemeza ikintu cha additional value. Utakaho murisa wente kwasanga inente 50 zitakwinire mugasho kandi ondiza inente 8 na kamarta 8 iwa inente 50 no kamarta 7. That means there is no additional value in your farming methodologies. So government ya rugayo asaba no our agriculture extension workers abahinji bitu omubyaro ko bagende extension workers bongeye kubabangura ba CDOs babanje babegese no. Before you access this PDM money, before you access emyoga money, do you have a work plan of what you are going to use this money? Because no hakuba omubanka tosemye kugenda kwakurya loan okiyo sente otine kigenderwa na naba bayiguze sente ezo recoveries yonzirgayo
mwere bakatambura
pillars na recoveries ezo yonzirgayo kugira ngo sente tuziheza abandi, because the moment you don't pay those recoveries nchimanyisa ngo you are going to let that circle down, you are going to let that PDM group down. That means we must work together as a team. It's when we shall really score and achieve through this PDM yoga program, women entrepreneurship program, youth livelihood program. That's how we shall really achieve. Government ekuteka techabanya Uganda ekabarete sente nkezo ne kazibatekamu ngo abantu bargo mu bworo nangwe je government nene indezo mu Uganda ngo argo mu mbere yarumu ajahiyashika
omunteka niyemu kano shangu still president no wayo nakore ibintu nkebyo nangwa kabasa kubana involving offices zo bwa president na muno offices aba RDCs kubasa kubana zisongere nteka tekezo konka no shangu hinemu abantu abamwe abatabase kubana bahikiriza ebi gendero bya NRM na muno mu kugwana sobwo kubanga tujya NRM bari twabargamo kubanga twareba akubanyena turebe harimo abantu icyo kureberaho nyina ko icyo kureberaho president yana itaga abantu bibatunge ntunguka of course takwiza kurwana savuoro abantu akabarekana bakorera hewe ningashi batashemeriwe akasindika amabatikara moja abuto abentekate kugira ngo bine gaisya abanyayuganda nibakimanyi turakigambe omunonga bagatwara umuhanda akasindika sente za parish development model ombyanga byona almost ihanga lyona kubanga tina program ahetali konkara mu abantu abatari bamona bamwe ningashi abantu abari bamona bamwe abatabase kubana bakiyejumbira munonga abo nca abantu binjini barohoza kugira ngo office y'ubwa president na RDC a district no bino kubana bateka mama no mu kintu iki.
Are they really benefiting these programs? That's why people as the president is traversing the country, people are giving successful stories in as far as PDM is concerned. Kandi President Museveni ya kwata ngori esente za PDM za ba diverted ababo kwa where there is diversion of government funds is a PDM. You must be apprehended because the government is categorical and His Excellency the President is categorical that these bank charges were catered for by government. That means a beneficiary must get the whole sum of 1 million. Echinchimanyisa ngu nago nugumu muhanda go kurwana sobushomankuzi ari ababa bembi abo bantu obusente mpaye mitwari 10 nkorabye neza cye mitwari 10 because this is a government program. Every Ugandan, every person engaged in this program must access 1 million group page. So President traversing ihanga ansonga za PDM no kugira ngo the president is actually providing ideological clinic. His Excellency the President is providing ideological clinic kugira ngo abanya-Uganda bona to ensure that Ugandans are really shaped and versed with the ideology of NRM and the ideology of this government policy called Emyoga. Because nokusanga because in most cases the white man says you cannot work for the future when you are already in the future. So I would sit with these youth in different groups, dissect them from different groups, and really tell them that please, government has brought this program. As a representative of the program, it would be my wish to join these programs. Be at the forefront of these programs, interested in these programs, because they are intended to suit the interests of the youth and of course to alleviate the youth from poverty cycles and other Ugandans from poverty cycles, because government ni rwanda sobhoro na mkuru wihanga na rwanda sobhoro bazofune sento zito munshawo kwalize kuta sento munshawo nukora meno singabarizo kagoka zo money economy na naba money economy government yabateka techa.
You see, everything we praise the president in his system and whatever, and whatsoever. But I don't know what can you even really alarm to the Parliament of Uganda, led by Mama Speaker Anita Among and the Deputy Speaker, in a way of improving the livelihood of Ugandans.
Webale bwana Sharifu ni mwabareba iHome Media mwebale kutukunda no kutufollowing cyo kureberaho mukuru wihanga akozire emirmeji abukugira ngo ayinabe bembezi abamubasise gukora ibintebi bari amaramwa gukora program za government zakira. President Museveni akiragamba abebembeza bari kusisa omwanya kusanga umwe bembeza ariho ariyo nasisa omwanya. So omuriye no gukora ninsimiro go kitinisa Right Honorable Deputy Speaker, Member of Parliament wa Ruhinda omuri Metoma District. Right Honorable Deputy Speaker Thomas Tayibwa akoziro mu mugweye munonga omukonja kubangura eminyeto mwihango munotonore ino Ruhinda nkisaza kureka ningo muri Metoma nasigureta bushenyi bataluna traversing ihanga ryo na bunyoro sub region ankore sub region Kigezi sub region na region zezini konjera kumanyise eminyeto ngu nikibaska nicho basike mnyeto numbasa kurgo mungidareri muzo mungidareri because mnyeto babinente kateka yaho baswangirwe obunda kavera misho ati nyo nimba nto mugiga batu nobo mugiga nobo mugiga wahindura miteka tekere yawe awutinsa Right Honorable Deputy Speaker na taragi hangeri ahire mnyeto emyani kandi yabegesa no kubasemere kwezumbira program ya PDM ekabatambana nemyoga o program zabo babe the first bazi at the forefront of these government programs.
Awencha abanya-Uganda under demokrasia bari nkabata firiyo omukurwaniro bwabe bwabo icyo kureberaho no manyo ine mpango nyatu tutware towards akarura kuba twenzera akarura kabanya-Uganda kafe kandi kiri kirungi aho kwa tukantureba abakwasegera ebyo bururu muyanga bari kugira ngo obururu bwinje nubufa abantu bakugenda kutira bururu kana no kuza kutira akaruru omwakita tuyo mukwandikise nanga muntu no kuzuri ni winga abantu beferire tuboba mwa bakwiza kubana baterende urunye cyakare bari kugira ngo twinabembeze babe kandi bataberondire.
Icyo kubanza bwewe bwana Sharifu ni mwabareba iHome Media ni nyenda abanya-Uganda programs za government zagumaziza tuzejumberemo because when we don't participate in these government programs finally you mess up government program usanga ground mutafu na muko kumwine kufunamo endanga muntu nekikwato cyango munonga ne document inkuru munonga amagaraga ngo munya-Uganda ne yero kutanisa na nondizo atari munya-Uganda niye kumanyisa ngo ryo munya-Uganda abutaka bwawe ahansi yawe ngo munya-Uganda kumanyisa ngo ryo munya-Uganda. So nimba shaba mwendo bwe butaka hwira meze mukagagatibweho mwirukange mugene muze kwiyandisa in your respective areas ahimara asanga bendanga muntu mwihandisa abanje kibaro kunimba gambara endanga muntu nikikuru kandi those people the money lenders abinji they have confiscated these national identification cards z'abanya Uganda and tubakubasa kufuna ka chance zo kuteaki zo kubasa kwihandikisa kwamba mba kusabendanga muntu yewe nkuru ninsaba omunya Uganda wenda horo omwebembezi nano omwebembezi omukuru rya higuroko niwe omwebembezi acharo omuntu kara kukirre yakubugera ngo endanga muntu yenanga kagitwara abwa kafuna make sure look for ways how you can apprehend that person ogwe nabaru criminal nabari enemy of state
ni kigambo cyo kugambira abanya Uganda na muno omukwe exercise ngo bwayo bwabo ninga so kuronda rights zabo obu government yabestiro
webale bwana Sharifu ni mwabale ba iHome Media abakutforinga mitimbangane tari yemwe mias kamagara I don't like democracy as a person, but I like guided democracy. President Museveni has been guiding Ugandans as far as democracy is concerned. Please, if government, NRM government has brought democracy, let's see how we can really exercise this democracy, how we can exercise our democratic rights to be on the right track, to move with government programs, to move with government policies, to abide by government laws, to abide by whatever is transpiring in the country. Konkataka izunisa democracy yitu to hide under the cover of under the curtains of democracy when you are a criminal. The moment you hide under the cover of democracy when you are a criminal, government must come in because Uganda, we are a republic, we have autonomous powers. Uganda authorities have to take over. So we appeal to all political parties across the board, across the country, please, as you have these democratic rights, as you have these human rights, please make sure you execute these rights, which we of course, rights are, every Ugandan by birth has a right, but the government has a right to protect those rights. Because when we are to see in other countries where there is no democracy, government of course grabs those rights from Uganda, from people, from citizens. So we are lucky, and me and you, we are lucky as Ugandans, see that we have rights, but we are misusing these rights, and the government will not sit just watching that space. When you are mistreating other people, government has to come in, a hand of the law has to come in, and of course those people have to be apprehended. Let's vote leaders of our choice, because I believe what unites us is bigger than what separates us, and that is our country, that is our land, Uganda, and in most cases the quality of leaders determines the quality of services. Please vote leaders of your choice. Do not be intimidated, do not be harassed. We are in NRM primaries, we are going to NRM primaries. There is democracy, because we are exercising democracy as NRM in our party, and other political parties are going to exercise their democratic rights. Please, let's choose leaders who are capable to deliver to the best of the expectations of government, and who are going to suit interests of government, and who are going to serve interests of Ugandans. That's how we shall really achieve from these driving vehicles of political parties.
abo bari mnonga akantu abatuineyo omukuru akamagara Godfrey kandi deputy RDC muri Kibale akano yabasa kuba nagambaho nito mushongezo bitu nipamyangona niwe uri kutureba ukasubscribing ukaleka ukabasa kuba no sharinga nane namba zitezo kubanza tambura ifaho bizimaze man kibakiri kirungi wabo tukuratirire tukagamba niwe tukikano mu cyanga cyawe tukukwiseho ibinji izoberi akandi ko twabatumwine kandi pamyangu ebiriye bitwaganiraho byona hine cyangu icyo wabasa kuba no ihamo tambura ni hanga ryawe walk the nation. Ni Sharifu Murungi, iHome Media, Rebo Waitu.